Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to Crow Builds. I've recently discovered Pepakura, and if you don't know what that is, I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right. That is basically the art of cutting and folding paper to create these cool objects, whether it be like an art piece, like a statue or an ornament, to costumes and other things like that. So you can make these things out of either paper or cardboard or EVO foam. Today I plan on making a wall-mounted rhinoceros head out of paper. Look down in the description for other details on Pepakura, what programs you need and the files that I'll be using. Okay, so I'll go through what I'll be using on this project. So the first thing is printing out the templates. So I've printed this on normal A3 size printing paper. And there's a link in the description for this file as well. That'll be transferred onto this, which is a thicker card paper. So this has a GSM of 250, which I think is a measurement for the thickness of the paper. So this is like a white card paper, and these were about, I only got 2 sheets for this. These were about $2 each. To cut with, I've got a little box cutter here. So I'm not sure how this is going to go, but we'll see. I've also got some scissors just in case. I've got a metal ruler to get the straight cuts. You don't want to use plastic, otherwise you'll just cut into it. For gluing, I've got super glue here, and I've also got a hot glue gun. I hear that hot glue is the best, but super glue is second best, so I'll just give this a go. I've got a couple of other types of glue just in case. So once these basic shapes are cut out, along certain areas need to be folded. So to make it easier to fold, you have to score the lines. So to do that, I'll be using this little tool, which is just like a sharp, like a pointy pick. It's not going to cut through the paper, but it will help score it to make folding easier. If you don't have one of these, you can just use like a dull knife, just as long as it won't cut through the paper. So after watching a few videos online, the way I'm going to do this is to cut out the basic shape, glue them onto the card paper, and then cut out the exact outline and score the folding line. Then I'll be folding it together with the plain side of the paper on the outside, if that makes sense. I've heard this can take quite some time, so as usual, I'll speed up the building process. Okay, so here's all the pieces now glued onto the 2 bits of card paper. I just went and checked the program. When I printed these, I didn't tick the box for show edge ID, which means it didn't print with any numbers. So it's going to make it very hard for me, because what numbers do is it shows numbers on all the edges, which corresponds to another piece, the same number, which means that those 2 pieces get glued together. So when it's time for the gluing together part, I'll have to go upstairs to the computer program, bring up the 3D model, and just figure it out where each piece gets glued. So now it's just time for scoring. I've just got this cutting mat underneath, and I'll take my metal ruler and this little pointer, and I'll score all of the dotted lines, which will just help with the folding process later. After that, I'll get my box cutter and cut out around each shape. Alright, I finally have all my pieces cut out. That took a while. Now I'm just going to fold them just to make it easier for when I have to glue them together. So they have either a dotted line or a dotted and dashed line, and that just tells you whether to fold it like a peak or like a valley. So I'm going to fold them all up, and then after that I'll be gluing them all together. Alright, so I've got all of my pieces cut out and folded, ready to be glued together. Because I didn't print them with the edge IDs, I've set up my computer here, and this is the Pepakura viewer program. So basically on the right hand side are all the pieces that I've got, and the left hand side is the 3D model. So say if I wanted to build this piece, I'd click on that, which highlights the piece needed. So I'll be gluing these pieces along these little white edge flaps. So I've got a couple of different glues set aside, but first I'm just going to try using super glue. Alright, that literally took me all day, so if you're going to do this project, make sure you've got a lot of time put aside. It's not perfect, but it's pretty cool. I was going to do a like a backboard mounting board to put this on the wall, but I think I'm just going to attach it on the wall just like this. I like the way it looks. So I'm finally done with the project. It took me all day, but I think it looks really cool. So I've always wanted to do one of these wall-mounted animal heads. I'm glad I finally did it. And now that I'm a little bit more familiar with Pepakura, I can finally attempt some other projects such as the Iron Man helmet. So thanks for watching. I hope you liked the project. I'll leave you with some close-up shots.